Hello and welcome back to Tales Along El Camino Sierra. Here we are today in front of historic Tom's Place Resort, an Eastern Sierra landmark that's been providing warm hospitality and fond memories to travelers along El Camino Sierra for over 100 years now. Today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about the history of this famous resort. And I want to remind you that every Thursday we upload a new episode.
And if you've been enjoying our videos, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. We hope you enjoyed today's tale.
And, oh by the way, if you're looking to purchase one of our popular books, Tales Along El Camino Sierra, you can find it right here at historic Tom's Place Resort. Thanks. This tale of Eastern Sierra history is episode 18, Tom's Place. The first section of El Camino Sierra to be built was the roadway climbing from the Owens Valley to the top of Sherwin Grade. A great celebration, over 1,000 people, was held in the meadows near the top of the grade. As soon as new roads were built in the Eastern Sierra, new businesses catering to the needs of motorists and travelers began to appear. Just 1 year after the celebration at the top of Sherwin Grade, German-born Hans Loff was traveling in the Eastern Sierra and thought the area near the site was the perfect spot to build a fuel station to take care of the hundreds of motorists who were now using the new El Camino Sierra to travel to the Eastern Sierra vacation lands. Business was good from the very start, and Loff soon added a cookhouse and a store. With a great number of travelers staying in the immediate area to fish and recreate nearby at Rock Creek, Loff acquired horses and pack animals, built a corral, and began to offer guided pack trips into the Sierra wilderness surrounding Rock Creek. Loff successfully operated his resort until 1923, when he sold the property to Thomas Yerby and his wife Hazel. Hazel was a Hollywood actress and went by the stage name of Jane Grey. The Yerbys bought Loff's successful road stop for $5,000 and continued to expand the resort. In 1924, they built a lodge for guests to stay at and renamed their resort Tom's Place. Down the road in Independence, the Mount Whitney Fish Hatchery had just recently been completed, and sport fish stocking of Eastern Sierra creeks and lakes was well underway. Rock Creek was one of the prime locales for anglers to test their skills at, and at the same time, travelers were flocking to see the marvels of Yosemite National Park via the recently completed Tioga Road, both bringing much traffic to and by Tom's Place. A small forested flat of Forest Service land just a little west of Tom's Place was developed into the auto camp of French Camp. Visitors would come and camp for weeks at a time and helped keep Tom's Place Resort busy during the entire summer. Business became so good that the Yerbys added tent structures and then permanent cabins. Some of these units are still in use today. Hazel Yerby did most of the cooking for the lodge. When Prohibition ended in 1933, the Yerbys built a saloon across the highway, but Hazel wouldn't let the saloon to be on the same side of the street as the lodge and cafe. The 1930s were an active time in the Tom's Place area. Two resorts, Rock Creek Lodge and Rock Creek Lakes Resort, were built further up Rock Creek Canyon. Construction workers building nearby Crowley Lake Dam and the Mono Craters Tunnel helped keep Tom's Place busy all year. Despite the Great Depression and the World War, Tom's Place survived reasonably well. Tom Yerby passed away in 1940. Hazel continued on as owner-manager of Tom's Place until 1945, when she sold it to Ted Berner and his family for $80,000. By this time, the state had paved the highway in front of the resort, and the future looked pretty gosh darn bright. That was until a kitchen fire burned the old lodge to the ground in 1947. Berner quickly rebuilt the Eastern Sierra landmark and moved the saloon inside the new main building. The rebuilt Tom's Place Resort is the same building still being used today. A group of investors under the name of Tomco purchased the resort from the Berners in 1985. Tomco focused their efforts on the summer trade, offering only very limited services during the winter. Since 2000, Mark and Michelle Lane and their son Charlie have been the owners of this legendary property. They worked hard renovating and refurbishing their treasured resort while maintaining its original ambiance and historical integrity. The lanes continue Tom's Place's long tradition of being a focal point of the local community, sponsoring car shows, barbecues, fundraiser and holiday parties, all while providing exceptional guest services to the Eastern Sierra visitor. In a world where things seem to change on an hourly basis, it's heartening to know there are still constants like Tom's Place, where welcoming hospitality and providing enduring fond memories to travelers and locals alike are still the foundation of this Eastern Sierra institution, now for over 100 years. Thanks for tuning in to this tale on historic Tom's Place Resort. And thanks to all of you who have helped us get our YouTube channel off the ground with your views, and most importantly, for subscribing to our channel. We found that creating these tales for YouTube has been extremely time-consuming, and we're starting to consider whether YouTube is the right platform for us to spend so much of our time on. We have more research we want to do, more books to write, more presentations to make, and more projects we'd like to explore. YouTube sets a minimum of 1,000 subscribers for folks who are trying to maximize their efforts in creating a channel with them. And it's starting to appear it might take us a lot longer than we had planned for to get to that number. So with that, if you have friends or family or anyone you think may enjoy these tales of Eastern Sierra history, we would be most appreciative if you could share our channel with them and let them know we'd love for them to subscribe to us if they enjoy it. Thank you all again so much for your support, and we hope you always enjoy the tales you create from your own travels along El Camino Sierra.